Hello twin flame friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Charlotte with Happy Twins 1111. Yes, I've changed it back, and do you know what, guys, this is the weirdest thing. For about 2 weeks now, I've not been able to upload videos from YouTube, onto YouTube from my phone. You can imagine this has caused me massive problems. I have to upload them to my Google Drive, download them onto my computer, and then upload them to YouTube. It takes forever, and I've spent hours talking to YouTube support to try and get to the bottom of this problem, and we realised that it was only with this account that when I tried to upload from my personal account it works fine. So it wasn't a problem with the app, wasn't a problem with my phone, it was an absolute mystery, and they had no clue as to why this was happening. And my beautiful friend Made for Love said, Charlotte, I'm telling you, you need to change it back to Happy Twins. This is what's going on here. And so I thought, you know what, it can't hurt to try. It bloody worked. I mean, that is just so weird. The weirdest thing ever. You can't make this shit up. I love this journey. It's so magical. So here I am, Happy Twins. I'm going to set up another channel for Happy Souls and do non-twinny stuff over there. But, you know, this was always a channel for twins. I shouldn't have veered off that path. So here I am. But, guys, I've got a reading for you today about the 1111 portal, because I want us to get in there early, because this is going to be big. And, you know, the 1010 portal was about completion energies, returning to one, coming into union with self. And 2019 is the year of the divine feminine. It's a number 3 year. And you know, the portal to 2020 is already opened. So we're being pushed really, really hard now to move towards surrender, to move towards union. And even if we're not ready. So this is why the energies are so intense right now. And the 1111 portal is union energies. Okay, if 1010 has hit you hard, 1111 is coming at you hard and fast. So we need to be ready for this. So I thought I'd get a reading out today. Let's take a look at the collective energies. What's coming? What do we need to be aware of? How can we get ready? Because it's right on top of us. It's less than 4 weeks away. 1111 is here. These are big union energies. So I'm going to follow the same format that I've been doing for my astro readings. We're going to literally look at a collective, the collective energies for 1111. What's coming in? What do we need to be aware of? What do we need to do to move forward? How's the masculine and feminine going to cope with this? Now, remember, this is a collective reading. It's not going to resonate for everybody. You know, there are different waves in the collective, and I've talked about this on my channel recently, but the waves are actually built of groups. You know, when you arrive at the twin flame journey, you like attracts like, and you will be magnetized to a group of twins, DFs and readers that are roughly in the same boat and same point in their journey as you. And that group is only as strong as the leading DF in that group, because the divine feminine grid is transient. It's made up of lots of pockets, or kind of these shoals of fish that I've described before, like, which is basically like a group of lights that have just pulled together. But they have to anchor themselves in the grid. So the stronger, more surrendered divine feminines in those groups will be magnetizing and pulling all the others forward towards that union grid. And once they anchor themselves in it, then everyone gets pulled down pretty hard. So it's very interesting energies. And, you know, some of us are gonna be triggered very hard depending on where we're at in our journey. Now, these last few months have been very humbling for me. I've talked to you guys about it before. Pardon me. But, you know, I've felt in surrender for a very long time. And then in the last couple of months, especially as this 1010 portal's approached, I've been completely knocked off my feet. Now, I'm not saying I'm back in the run and chaser stage. We're still in surrender stage, but it's been hard, and I've been, you know, working through triggers that I've already worked through. So it's like cycling back through, seeing them from a higher perspective. This has come up in a lot of my readings. As I said, like attracts like. So the energies coming forward, you know, for me, are going to be translated in my readings for you guys. So chances are, you know, if you're following me, you're watching me, you're in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. We're all at roughly the same stage, or, you know, you're being pulled up to meet me. So it's exciting times. And let's take a look Let's see what's happening with the 1111 portal. It's coming hard and fast at us. Next year is the year of the divine masculine. It's the number 4 year. It's a year about, creating stability, balance and harmony again. And, I've always talked about the divine feminine carrying the torch. But once she's moved into surrender energy, she passes the torch, she passes the baton, and the divine masculine takes control. And that's what we're all being pushed towards. The universe is saying, come on now, you need to heal, you need to get to this, because the energies are moving in such a way that we need the divine masculine to start doing his bit. So this reading is about, what we need to know to help us get there, to help us move along with the divine plan. Not everyone's going to be ready, and you shouldn't beat yourself up. I know I'm always saying to you, surrender, let go, but it's not like, choosing to watch a movie. Oh, I'm going to surrender today, it's done. I know it's hard, and I know it can feel like a bit of a kick in the stomach to just be told, I'll just surrender. It's not that easy. We have to dig out our wounds, we have to heal, and a lot of us don't know how to heal. I've talked about it a lot. It really is through meditation. You can heal rapidly through meditation. There is an instructional video on my channel. I'll pop a link in the description box below, but it's on my channel's homepage if you want to go and check it out. And coming together with other divine feminines, connecting with spirit. My mediumship class has been powerful for helping women connect with their spirit guides and, bringing forward the healing, love and ascension that's available to you through that connection. So that's something you can definitely do, but really meditation is free, and if you're very diligent and disciplined, you can make good headway just through being really focused on daily meditation and doing a little bit of healing at a time. Healing waves, if you only give yourself a couple of days healing a month, you're going to have big ups and lows. If you're doing a little bit each day, those healing waves are going to be gentle, a little bit at a time, keep the momentum going. You're going to fare much better if you actually focus on it. And I put a post about this across all my social media platforms this week. When I ask people why they haven't been meditating every day, why they haven't been giving themselves that time to love themselves, they always say the same thing: I'm too busy. You would never say that to your partner or to your kids. If you were living with your twin, you wouldn't ignore him for a whole week and say, I'm really sorry, I've been too busy to love you. Okay, that's outrageous, but you have to give this to yourself first. You can't say, I'm too busy to love myself this week. It's not on. You have to make you a priority. You have to do it every day. You have to give yourself 15 minutes in the morning, ideally 30 minutes in the evening. That is your first priority, your first act of love to self, is to give yourself that time to talk kindly to yourself. And to work through whatever's stressing you out and, wobbling you out of alignment. I'm too busy is the worst excuse you can give yourself. I don't want to hear it, guys. Come on, let's get to this. We're being pushed forward. Let's get ready. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card for the Divine Feminine as a significator. Worthiness, that is a big theme. We have to feel worthy. For the masculine, we've got serendipity. So that's a beautiful card to come up for the masculine energies. Now remember, these are energies, okay? So this could apply to your feminine and masculine. And they're not gender specific. I always say she for the feminine, I say he for the masculine. But, from a physical perspective, the DF can be a man and the DM can be a woman. So please don't get hung up on, the gender specific roles. It's not essential. Okay, so we've got worthiness. In fact, I'm going to pull another one for the connecting energies. Boundaries. So this is about, surrender and acceptance and unconditional love are funny energies. Loving unconditionally doesn't mean loving without boundaries, because you have to love yourself first. And to love and protect yourself, you have to have boundaries. I do think this is the hardest part of mastering unconditional love. Where is the boundary? What does it mean to truly love someone unconditionally? But I think the answer to that question is to turn it inwards first. You have to love yourself unconditionally. And when that doesn't feel good, when you feel like you're giving too much, you're being exploited, you're not getting enough in return, you have to really be very honest with yourself and ask of yourself, is this hurting me because I'm still operating from a point of codependency? Or is this hurting me because I instinctively, know this isn't balanced and it's not right? it's a fine line. It's a fine line that we need to come to terms with. We'll talk about it more throughout this reading. Let's see what this brings up. Worthiness for the divine feminine, serendipity for the masculine, and boundaries for the connecting energies. Okay, let's see what we've got for the feminine. What's the current energies? We've got the universe. So that's the world in reverse, Two of Wands. And the Empress in reverse, that's distorted feminine energy. Okay, what's the 1111 portal bringing for her? Six of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, and the Seven of Wands. What does the feminine need to do to move forward for the highest good? Eight of Cups in reverse, Six of Cups, and the Six of Swords in reverse. Wow, powerful energies. Okay, let's get some for the masculine. As usual, if you're interested in what decks I'm using, you can find them in the description box below. And also, thank you to everyone that came to my guided meditation, Return to One, last night. It was beautiful. I love sharing those things with you. I will share the audio for that guided meditation in my Facebook group. So if you haven't joined already, do come and join us. You know, gathering with your DFs is powerful. It's going to help you along your journey, not just practically from a support perspective, but energetically also, as I've just discussed about how this crystal grid works. Okay, so for the masculine, energies is currently, we've got the Fool in reverse. We've got the Emperor upright. So that's, divine masculine energy. We've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. What's the 1111 portal showing up for him? What energies is it bringing forward? Three of Swords in reverse. The Hierophant in reverse. And the Knight of Wands in reverse. And how can he move forward for his highest good? Temperance in reverse. The Nine of Wands in reverse. Wow, we've got that for both. And the Two of Swords in reverse. Okay. Some connecting energies down the middle. Use these ones. I'm going to pull some oracle cards at this stage as well, just so we've got a complete picture. Eight of Pentacles. King of Wands in reverse. 10 of Pentacles. This is powerful. I'm going to use some of these Journey of Love cards. Oh, I'm very excited about this. She loves. Earth Angel. Let's get one more. The Communal Dance. And Burning Hero. Big energies. We'll pull some more oracle cards afterwards as well. Just pop those over there. Okay. So the theme for the divine feminine is worthiness, and we see in this card that she's looking at herself in a pool of water, and she's reaching out to touch herself. She's loving herself. You know, this is about really stepping into self-love. And, you know, this isn't called lack of self-worth. It's not highlighting the negative aspects of worthiness. This is about her being there, about her being able to look lovingly at her reflection and send her self-love. Everything's in bloom, everything's balanced and beautiful. So much green in this card. There's a lot of love in this card. She's able to see the true essence of self. She's wearing white and purple, which are the colours of, you know, source love, the crown chakra, and also our intuition with the purple there. I'm really interested to note that she's got blonde hair in the pool and red hair or orange hair. You know, from this perspective. So it's almost like she's still being triggered. She's still being triggered by that reflection. So there's a little bit of work there to do. But divine feminine energies are moving towards surrender and acceptance. We're being pushed by that 10-10 portal, ready or not. And of course here we've got, she loves. This is a number 7 card, which is the number of divine spirit. It's also 6 and 1, 6 being unconditional love and 1 being the number of unity. There's a lot of yellow and green here, so these are big heart triggers, really big heart triggers. But she loves, she's learning to love. She's learning to love herself. She's learning to move into unconditional love. And then we've got number 3, which is Empress energy. And in this card, it's called the Burning Hero. And this is about moving forward with real passion and force. You know, fire is very intense energy. It's purifying. It races forward. And, you know, fanning it with air, which is the element of our mind. Mental clarity is what makes that fire burn harder and faster. The emotional body puts fire out. It creates steam, which is not what we want. We want this fire to keep raging. The Burning Hero. So this is about bringing your mind into balance as well, so that you can be mindful of what thoughts are, you know, are working for or against you, is what I'm feeling very strongly here. For the masculine, we've got serendipity. You know, this is a very hopeful, optimistic card, and we see here this person emerging from a cave in a boat, travelling across the water, ready to move into the open ocean. Now, some of you will remember that video I made about, you know, union energies being represented by that main body of water, that ocean, that we arrive at this journey, you know, as rain falling from the heavens, and when it comes crashing down the mountains. You know, that runner-chaser dynamic is fast and furious and painful. We're crashing against rocks, we're hitting rapids and waterfalls, and eventually we find ourselves into these surrender channels. You know, these much more gentle rivers and streams that lead to the ocean. And I feel like the masculine is almost there. He's coming out of his cave. He's moving down this surrender channel out into that main body of water. There's a shooting star here. The sun is illuminating everything. We've got the stag, the divine masculine symbol. There's a beautiful orange fairy, which is about spiritual passion and enthusiasm. And the mountains in the background are purple. So he's moving through truth towards, you know, his own intuition. There are trigger clouds up here. You know, it's not an easy journey, but he's coming out from these, you know, this painful, rocky, you know, environment towards something much calmer and more peaceful, abundant and in bloom. So this is very positive energies for the masculine. They're moving towards calmer waters. We've got Earth Angel here, number 9. I feel like this is really him getting grounded in his energy of integrating truth, of working through the triggers. And also, you know, there's a lot of green here. And whilst there's a lot of darkness and red here, which can indicate anxiety, I feel this is about bringing himself back into balance, of responding to the triggers so he can begin healing. You know, and this is his earthly self. This is what needs to be healed. The communal dance, number 5, this represents beautiful change, transition, higher learning, opening up to truth and higher wisdom. And there's a couple here holding hands. This is the communal dance. This is union energies. This is, you know, both parties coming together to start really pushing forward. And I feel like for a lot of you, if you've been through a long separation, the divine masculine is going to reach out for support through this stage. I feel like, you know, this is a part of the journey we can do together. The connecting energy is boundaries. I'm going to get another 2 of these Journey of Love cards for this as well. And boundaries, we need to be aware of, you know, this is a connecting energy. And here we see a feminine with her shield up. She's been licked by all of these yellowy clouds, which are triggers. She's got red, which is, you know, the grounded base, followed by the spiritual understanding and intuition of the moon. Wisdom, she's grasping the wand. But I feel like boundaries is a big theme for both of you. The masculine needs to learn how to respect them, and the feminine needs to understand how to assert them without creating barriers. Boundaries, not barriers. So this is something that both parties are being called to bring into balance. Equal give and take, healthy boundaries, healthy detachment. You know, not the anxious, unhealthy, codependent attachment. Because barriers are created as a form of control. Boundaries are created as a form of self-preservation and self-love. There's a big, big difference. Intimacy, that's the number 8. It's a beautiful card, and that's a portal energy. Look at that. Being sucked into the vortex, being pulled back together. Becoming. This is a number 7 card. This feels like becoming spirit. Becoming spirit, becoming one, moving along with the divine flow. This is beautiful. Okay, so feminine energy. Her world's upside down at the moment. We've got the world in reverse. The world, of course, reduces to number 3. It's very empressy energy. It's about completion. So the divine feminine energies in this wave, you know, they're just not quite there yet. I feel like the divine feminine knows what she needs to do. She needs to cultivate that inner peace, bring herself into balance and harmony. But she's not quite there yet. She needs to make that decision. And I'm feeling that the divine feminine has been triggered really hard lately. And from being in this place of, I want union, I want union, I want union, you know, as the mood has changed and the energies have shifted, because she's been triggered so hard, I feel like all of a sudden she's saying, I'm not sure that I do. I'm not sure this person is right for me. I don't know how it's going to work. Perhaps they're not good enough for me. All of those ugly feelings that are being brought to the surface. And she's being pushed to make a decision. And there's indecision here that's, you know, clouding the flow of energy. This is the obstacle. It's, you've got to make a decision. You've got to be confident in it. Where there's doubt and fear, the energies are going to be distorted. And that's what we have here, the distorted feminine energy with the Empress in reverse. So we've got 2 Empress cards here in reverse. And this is about really embracing what is. You know, this is such a powerful illustration of receptive energy. She's holding her hands out. She's holding this beautiful green lights of love from both sides for herself and her masculine. And it creates this perfect balance, which she is intuitively connected to through her faith, and spirit. So the divine feminine is definitely not completely in balance right now. You know, in the back of her mind, there are still these kind of niggles that she's not sure how this can work. She's not sure he's ready to rise up to meet her. And she's not sure that she wants him in his current condition. This is what I'm feeling very strongly. For the masculine, we've got the Fool in reverse. And I feel like this is, you know, his true awakening. He's not fully stepped into this journey. He's not ready to take this leap of faith. And what's interesting about this, the Fool in this deck, is that there's a ladder up from the dark onto this platform from which he can launch himself off into the light, leaving his shadow aspects behind. For this card to come up in reverse, the masculine's not quite ready. You know, even though we've got the Emperor upright, which is about him really coming into his own power, being pushed towards awakening, he's not quite there yet. He's, you know, there's still some apprehension and indecision. We've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. He doesn't know that he's ready for a committed relationship. He doesn't feel worthy of that either. I feel like he's still very focused on the egoic masculine energy as well, of the very grounded, you know, he wants to be in control. He wants, you know, he wants to be the master of the connection. But he's not ready to take that leap of faith that's going to lead him down the right path towards healing and ascension. He's not, you know, he may have climbed up from the darkness. He may be on that platform, but this card shows us he's not quite ready to leap forward into the light. He's not quite ready to take on this very real connection in the 3D. He's still apprehensive. So indecision for both parties here is what I'm feeling. The connecting energies is the 8 of Pentacles, which is a beautiful card. This is about really taking action in the 3D to work towards a positive conclusion. And of course, the Nine of Pentacles, the progression of this card, is that kind of earthly self-fulfillment. It's a very powerful card of independence. 8 is also, you know, a very twin number because it's the number of infinity. It features in Saint Germain, who is the patron saint of twin flames. It features in his symbol. So, you know, this is ongoing work. This is this cyclic journey of, you know, really working towards that beautiful change, which is represented by this butterfly here. Well, actually, this is a moth. So this is, you know, this is changing dark from light. You know, moths are nocturnal, but they are drawn towards the light. They're coming in out of the dark. And this ring here, and this looks a lot like the masculine grid, actually, this geometric pattern. The masculine grid is static, and they're all interconnected to one another, whereas the feminine grid is more like light that moves. So this is bringing light towards the grid. What a powerful image. So they're both working to move things in the right direction. This is what the head-to-head portal has created. There may have been unbalance. It may have triggered self-doubt and fear and, you know, uncertainty about the connection. But the connecting energies are really positive. This is about both parties moving in the right direction and doing that work. The light moving towards the grid. I love that card. That is so powerful. Look at that. Okay, so what's the 1111 portal bringing? The Divine Feminine, this is balance. This is the 6 of Pentacles, 6 being the number of love. And this card is showing us that in order to bring things back into balance energetically, we need to bring them back into balance in our 3D realm first. That's where it all begins. So this connects back to boundaries. This is about setting healthy boundaries and about loving yourself first and being sure that that give and take is reciprocal and equal and balanced and fair, and that both parties feel good about it. This is something the Divine Feminine needs to lead. But it has to be based in love. 6 is the number of unconditional love. So again, you know, boundaries, not barriers. You know, a healthy boundary. The best way to ask is, what would you expect of a good friend? And again, I mean, you might all have a different answer to this because it's based on our own level of ascension and healing. You know, I've got some friends that get really hacked off if I don't reply to their text messages immediately, and they're just friends. These aren't even romantic friends. And I find that to be symbolic of anxious attachment. You know, just because I have a phone doesn't mean that I'm available to you or anyone 24/7. I answer messages at my own convenience. It's not personal. It just means I'm busy in that moment and I can't give you my attention. As a balanced individual, I have every right to make those decisions for myself. I'm loving myself first. I'm busy right now. I can't give my attention to this person. That's healthy. Yeah, if you're sat at the other end of the line thinking, oh my God, you've read my message and haven't replied, that's not balanced. Okay, there's 1,000,001 reasons why someone may not reply to a message. I think the reason we get confused with matters like this is because with our twin, it can trigger you hard. It may be in any romantic connections that you're triggered by that kind of behaviour, but a distorted masculine will use that kind of behaviour deliberately to manipulate and to create dependence. That's distorted masculine energy when, you know, I'm not going to reply yet because I don't want her to think I'm needy and I want her to be more interested. So I'll wait a couple of days. And then the Divine Feminine says, oh, he's taken 2 days. I'm going to take 4. I'm going to show that bitch I don't care. That's distorted energy on both sides of the fence. You know, balanced energy is just loving yourself first, replying when it feels right and good to you just because that's when it's right and good for you, not because you're trying to control anything external. And you need to be really mindful of being able to identify that distorted manipulative energy in your masculine. It's not about games. Healthy boundaries and is about having healthier expectations. So, you know, as an example, if you'd made arrangements with somebody and they didn't show you, you know, respect to let you know they couldn't make it, they just didn't show up. That's disrespectful. That's crossing a healthy boundary, okay? Because it's just respectful to value somebody's time if you're showing them love. So it is a fine line. Okay, I think this is worth conversation. Let's talk about it in my Facebook group. Let's have a conversation about boundaries, because I think this needs to be discussed in more detail, and I don't want it to hog the whole reading. But it's a big theme for us right now. Healthy boundaries. And Divine Feminine, you're being called to bring this back into balance. Because remember, until you pass the baton, you're holding the torch. We're meant to learn unconditional love first, so that we can pass the torch to the masculine and he can do his bit. The Nine of Wands, this is about not giving up. And there are six wands here contained in this perfect hexagon, with the 3 wands anchored into that structure. 6 being the number of love, 3 being the number of the Empress. And the 9 of Wands is about endurance. It's also one step before completion. You know, this is a powerful message of don't give up now. Stay grounded and focused on your spiritual path and mission. You need to bring this unconditional love together and push forwards. The 7 of Wands is an interesting card to come up, because I feel like a lot of Divine Feminines, and you know, this is the 11-11 portal energies coming through. This is a really interesting 7 of Wands, because we've got a feminine here with her tiger, and she's kind of hidden behind this hill. She can't quite see over it into the distance. She's holding one wand in her hand, and there are 6 in the sky beckoning her forward. Now, the 7 of Wands can indicate defensiveness, fear. You know, she's not running, but maybe she's hiding. She's scared to approach. Love is beckoning her, and she's holding on to that 7th wand, the number of the divine. She's grasping it, but in this card, she's not moving forward. She's kind of hiding, even though it's there ready for her. So, you know, this is what I was saying at the beginning. Union energies are scary. For a lot of us, we're not ready. We want to hold back. But this is a powerful message here, because this is a perceived risk. Okay, she's holding back because it's a perceived risk. In the traditional 7 of Wands, you just see a guy with all of his wands up, creating this kind of fortress to defend himself. But you can't see what he's defending himself from. It's a perceived risk. It may not be real. It could be something that's been created through our own self-limiting beliefs. So for me, this is a message about, yes, it's going to feel scary, because the uncertainty, the not knowing what is over that precipice is going to be hard. But you need to move forward. You're moving towards love, truth. You know, all of these colours in the sky. We've got beautiful light. We've got these purple, blues and greens, which is the higher 3 chakras. This is about love, truth and knowing. And all of these things can be revealed to you if only you move towards them. But you've got to have faith in yourself to do that. For the masculine, we've got the 3 of Swords in reverse. You know, this is about finally letting go of third-party pain and karma. It's also about, you know, traditionally in the 3 of Swords, we see 3 swords piercing a heart. And of course, when you turn that card upside down, the swords are able to slip out and to be released. So for me, this is a release of pain. In this deck, we see someone cowering behind a door, and this light is shooting down and penetrating them. And all around them is darkness, and there's these very tearful eyes, but they're sitting in the shadows. The light is coming at them anyway, but they're trying to hide from it. They're not ready to, and they don't even have to go through the door. You know, if they just step out of the shadow, light is all around them. But it feels like, you know, this is being trapped by their own fear and insecurity. But with this being reversed, I feel like this is a letting go of that pain, a release of pain. For many, this can mean a karmic or third-party situation really coming to a full end, that cycle really closing, with these 11 energies pushing us forward. The Hierophant in reverse. I do feel like for a big chunk of this masculine collective, this is a rejection of union energies. they're just not ready. They're not ready to take action. It could cause them to run temporarily. So it may trigger some, whilst it could be bring to this coming together with the communal dance and this intimacy, you might get these very off on energies because he's been triggered very hard now to shift into that divine masculine energy. This comes up beneath the Emperor, but it's turned upside down. It can also indicate, the Hierophant can indicate union energies, marriage energies, because it's about, pardon me, I'm still not well. It's about union energies as well. What's really interesting about this card, this is such an amazing 20 deck. I'm going to bring this closer to you. You've got this dark figure down here, and the colours here are all blue, greens, purples, pinks. Up here it's all pink. This is being completely contained by spirit. There's another figure down here. You see him in the distance. There's 4 lights, 4 fires, the 4 of Wands, which is union energies also. But he's kind of looking up at his divine feminine, and he's dramatically into it. I'm down here, shrouded in my dark cloak. I'm getting some truth, but this is emotional. Look at all this water here. He's got his feet firmly on the ground in earth energy. He can see the lights. He can see where he wants to go. But for me, this is about him, looking up to where his divine feminine has got to, this much higher vibration, and he's intimidated and overwhelmed, but he's observing it. For this card to come up in the reverse, it can mean one of two things. I think he's either going to run with this Knight of Wands energy in reverse. He's not going to take action. He's going to be afraid. Or he's going to unblock that energy. He's going to be triggered hard to force himself to look upwards and ahead to where he's meant to be going. But these are very conflicting energies. I mean, the Knight of Wands is a very fiery, passionate rush forward, and it's depicted here by this horse charging forward into the future. And there's like this little chain of lights, which really looks like that shoal of divine feminine energy that I described, except it's linear, and this explosion of light in the darkness, which is kind of driving him forward. The Knight of Wands is also about making an offer and charging forward with, a lot of passion, enthusiasm and drive. Again, this card is blocked. A lot of masculines aren't ready for these union energies, but they're going to be triggered really, really hard. It could cause some to run towards you. It could cause some to run away. And I'm guided that if they run away, you mustn't take this personally. Okay, this is very, very natural because these are very strong energies, and really the divine feminine energy is kind of a little bit in that runner energy at the moment. She's also riddled with fear and doubt. You have to appreciate how intense that is for the unawakened masculine, because he's not fully awakened yet. He's not ready to embrace that light. He may be being triggered to wake up, to become, but he's not quite there yet, and he's not ready for those spiritual lessons. So this could go either way. These energies could rapidly unblock. So we'll definitely check it again nearer the time. But as far as what we can see coming at the moment, this gives us an idea of where we need to work. And our masculine's definitely going to need some space. So, give yourself this space, divine feminine. This is about healthy boundaries and you bringing things back into balance, not giving up, and about trusting this way forward. But you have to appreciate that this is going to be extra hard triggering for them. Remember how it was for you at the beginning of the journey when you first woke up and you first had all these intense energies rushing in. It's very disorienting. The connecting energy is the King of Wands, and it's in reverse. And this is, this can indicate, this is such a powerful card. So here we've got this masculine energy sat with a fox. He's holding, there's an arrow behind him that's pointing up into this dark portal that's surrounded by light. Okay, that's a really powerful image. It's in reverse though. In reverse, it's about going down into the shadow aspects. And I'm really feeling like we have to go back and dig into our shadow self to release. And this is trigger energy, you know, this is yellow, and it's very similar. It's very similar to this card. So I was describing this center point as the masculine grid, and this light, this powerful change coming towards the masculine grid. And I feel very strongly that for the masculines, this is going to plunge them into the dark. Even though the light's coming towards them, it's forcing them to face their shadows, to face their judgment strategically. You know, these 11 energies is what I'm 11 energies I'm hearing could take the masculine down temporarily, because you can't come up to the light unless you've, you know, climbed that ladder towards the light. You come out of the dark into the light, but you know, the ladder shows us it has to be a choice. You can't force someone to climb up a ladder. You can't even carry them up the ladder. They have to take those steps themselves. And I feel like this is what the masculine's being triggered hard to do, to come out of the darkness. But they have to identify that they are in darkness to be able to make the decision to come out of it. They might be surrounded by light, but their focus right now is in the dark. And you know, the King of Wands is the King of Spirits. So reverse, this card is all of the kind of ill-dignified aspects of that energy, which is distorted energy. It's shadow energy. So I do think our masculines have a bit of a rough ride coming. They're ready to embrace their masculine power, but there's a great deal of purging going on for them. So again, don't be surprised if there's some running, if there's some separation, if the communication is very unpredictable, because they're going to be torn between wanting to dance with you, to come into union and you know, a much greater degree of intimacy, but the energies are also forcing them to face their shadow self, which can be very overwhelming. So they're going to be triggered hard. You know, they're going to be swinging between I want you bad, but oh my God, this feels so intense, and I don't feel worthy, and this isn't going to work, and all of those fear, loss, abandonment, rejection triggers coming up. Because remember, they're not healed yet. They're just beginning their healing. This is the beginning of their journey, the beginning of, you know, the masculine collective moving in to surrender energies, being pushed towards union and surrender energies. So it's this particular period is going to be brutal for them if they're not ready for that. In terms of what you need to do to move forward, we've got the Eight of Cups in reverse here. You know, the Eight of Cups is about stepping in to your own inner journey. It's about learning about self. I'm feeling very strongly that you're not to run away, Divine Feminine. You've had a lot of ample opportunity to do your inner work on your emotional self. And now is the time to be a lot more passive, to be more receptive with this Six of Cups energy. You know, look, the Six leads the way. We've got so much Six energy in this. We've got the Six of Crystals. We've got those Six Wands here depicted in the Seven. We've got Six of Swords here. We've got the Six of Cups upright. Okay, and she can see this beautiful goal in the distance, the objective, this very stable. This is some kind of castle or palace, but it's green, blue and purple. Again, the higher three chakras, love, authenticity, truth, and, you know, spiritual connection. And the cups lead there. But there's one behind her, and she's patiently waiting. She's receptive. Of course, this is a soulmate card as well. This is about being balanced emotionally and about being patient. And she's in this pink energy down here, this very spiritual energy. She's wearing green, the colour of love. But there's one cup behind her. Change beckons her forward, but she knows she can't move forward alone. She needs to pause and be patient and wait for this final cup to catch up, the masculine cup. So definitely you're being called to be patient and to keep the faith. The Six of Cups is the soulmate card. You know, this is about really keeping the faith, is what I'm feeling so strongly. And there's also a grid depicted here, which is up in the dark, cloudy sky. You know, this is looking also at the same goal, but kind of stuck here in the dark, in the shadow. So Divine Feminine, you've got to be patient. This is all about being receptive and holding space, building healthy boundaries and getting confident and comfortable in your own faith. We've got the Six of Swords reversed, which is asking you not to run away. You know, here she's going into the cloud. Here she can see her goal in this Six of Cups energy. But in the Six of Swords, this card's come up reversed. She's surrounded by six swords, swords being truth, but they can also represent, you know, these are mental clarity. If we don't have all the sixes, we don't really have balance. So, you know, for me, this is about not being caught up in the mental anguish, the doubt and uncertainty, not turning your back on this connection. I feel like the urge to run is going to be strong. You know, your finger's going to be on the trigger. We've talked about like Lilith energy coming through astrologically. Very intense energies. For the masculine, again, everything's reversed. What does he need to do? We've got Temperance in reverse. This is about bringing himself out of the shadows and into love. Again, it's a powerful image. We've got this person holding their head. The sun is illuminating and bringing them some clarity, but it's very triggering energy. Beneath it, we've got these union energies in green, these blooming lotus flowers. And Temperance is about balance and harmony. This is also a number 5 card. So remember, he's, you know, this is about transitions and cycles. So he needs to bring his shadow. This is big love and fear being brought back into balance. He's also got the 9 of Wands, which the feminine has here. This not giving up energy, you know, this passion and desire to move forward. And I don't think Spirit's going to let him give up. I feel like he can run, but he can't hide from these energies. And also to get decisive. This is the 2 of Swords in reverse. Again, such a powerful image for the twin journey. We see this cloaked figure moving towards this beautiful opening. Look, crowned by these twin divine feminines and then this higher self, unity, one. And he's being beckoned along this path. He's come from one side, you know, he could have come from the other. But he's being beckoned forward. This is about making a decision and, you know, taking steps to say, yes, I'm doing this. Because there's no going back once you've gone through. But this is in reverse. And I feel like he has to make a decision. He may not, but this is what he needs to do for things to move forward for the highest good. Powerful stuff. Okay, let's get some oracle cards. What can we expect? What's the likely outcome in the next 2 to 3 weeks as we hurtle towards this 11-11 portal? What do we need to know the most so we can be prepared? Divine Feminine, ask for help. For the masculine, love who you are. So this is about self-love. That's beautiful. Connecting energy, have faith. Wow, that's so powerful. I'm going to get a selection of oracle cards so we can read them all together. The ever unfolding rose, Anna, grandmother of Jesus, the great gathering. And I'm going to get some of these maiden oracle cards because they're so cool. I love them. Not used these for ages. Drawn and tripled passion flower. The Hierophant. Wow. So that came up reverse for him. Oh, I didn't get one for the connecting. Nothing is everything. Freedom. Romance. And light. That is beautiful. One more. I'm not done yet. Inner alchemy, meditation, celebration. This is beautiful. So what's coming? Divine Feminine, inner alchemy is achieved when you react to fear with love. That is such a powerful message. Inner alchemy is achieved when you react to fear with love. This is a powerful message for the masculine as well, because temperance is absolutely about alchemy. Perfect, balanced inner alchemy. Inner alchemy is achieved when you react to fear with love. I love that. I'm going to put that on a social media post to remind everyone and write about that. That's beautiful. Divine Feminine, this is also a number 5 card. You're being guided to ask for help. What do you really need? Be willing to accept support. Remember that the Divine Feminine collective is stronger united. We rise by lifting each other. So all of these Divine Feminines, these readers, these people that you're drawn to, you know, you're in the same wave as them. Even if it feels like they're further ahead in your journey, you're in that wave. You're benefiting from their learning, from their energetic magnetism that's pulling everybody forward. So you need to reach out. You need to reach out for support. Get help with this to help you stay strong. And, you know, with this card, the ever unfolding rose, cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. So it might feel painful at the moment, you know, but you've just got to trust that you're in bloom. You're being opened up. Those shadow aspects have to come out to allow in more light. You're on your way to emotional freedom. Drawn and tripled, passion flower, number 30. This is number 3. This is about creation energy, drawn and then tripled. What you put out there comes back to you threefold. That's the law of 3. 3 is Empress energy. So you've got to remember that you're creating the way forward. Okay, you have a lot more power here than you believe, by holding space and staying very balanced and still, by being still water. You know, you're creating a still path forward. So you have to remember that thoughts equals creation. Thoughts plus visualization equals creation. And you're being guided now that you have powerful creative energy within you, that you're manifesting right now powerfully, and you need to really bring awareness to your thought process. Because there's an indication that you might be feeling a little bit sorry for yourself, literally cracked open and broken, like, you know, what the hell is happening to me? How have I gone from being in surrender to suddenly cracked open in such a brutal way? But it's happening for you. You're on your way to emotional freedom. If only you can harness your creative Empress energy, hold it still and use it to your advantage, but ask for help. Come and join us over on the network group. We're going to have a talk about boundaries, and if someone watches this video before I get there, let's get that conversation going. Let's talk about healthy boundaries and what that means, because this is a strong theme here. You know, the Divine Feminine needs to bring herself back into balance so that the masculine can follow that lead. For the masculine, we've got meditation. Take a moment to connect to Source through quiet, reflective meditation. If he doesn't meditate already and you have an opportunity, this is something you can share with him, because it really is the key to healing. And we've got the love who you are, and this is the number 8. That's about that inner journey, you know, about being pushed around that lesson over and over again until you get it. You've got to love who you are. It says you are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. Embrace it. You know, that love is ready for you to tap into it. We've also got Anna, Grandmother of Jesus, sending light, laying foundations, and the divine plan. And, you know, I was talking about twin energies as water, and we see this water crashing down here into this stream, and all these masculines around, well, there might not be masculines, but there's all of these figures that are in the dark. You know, the light is coming down, it's guiding the way. You just have to jump into the right channel and allow yourself to move with the flow. You know, the foundations have been laid for you by the feminine energies, the Empress energies, and Anna, Grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations. This is the divine plan. You've just got to allow yourself to get into the flow. Romance is indicated. This is beautiful union energies, but look, it's all sticky. You've got these kind of snaky type, the pink and the green, but it's holding this water, and to me it looks sticky. So this could be distorted romance at this stage that's coming from the masculine energies, because he's not quite ready. But the Hierophant shows us that whilst he may be triggered in the run-up to these 11 energies, the key to his bloom is in that acceptance of this cyclic change and acceptance of this higher learning. And, you know, that's being presented to him The opportunity's there. It's whether or not he grasps it. There's definitely going to be some resistance, but he could really turn this around. Connecting energies is a celebration. Celebrate your achievements. You really are a gift to the universe, and you truly are. You've come so far. You know, we've got light here. All of this beautiful light that's just for you. Trust, have faith in this situation. This is a number 3. This is about, you know, that beautiful creative change. Look at all those butterflies flying away. You know, beautiful creative change is available to you. Beautiful transformation is coming. We've also got the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits and soul tribes. So this 1111 portal really is pulling us together. Not just the masculine, the feminine, but the collective as a whole. Because that's how we move forward. We rise by lifting each other. The final card here is Jude, the obscure rose. Nothing is everything. And we see this rose that's been snipped by some scissors. Nothing is everything. That's a powerful reminder, isn't it? That we are connected to all that is. Nothing is everything. It's a big message. Message coming through is don't cut off your nose to spite your face. That both of you might feel like nothing is happening, but there's always stuff happening. There's a great plan. Have faith. It's all coming together, and it may feel like nothing is happening, but nothing is everything is the message there. That's really powerful. Right, I'm going to get one more card from the Lover's Oracle just to leave you with. Oh, 2 fell out there. Trust and acceptance. Wow. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. Surrender to what is. Accept what is. Even though things might not be as you want them right now, trust that they are as they're meant to be. And if it's outside of the boundaries of your control, allow yourself the inner peace to not try and meddle or worry or dwell on that. If it's outside the boundaries of your control, there is absolutely no sense in, you know, eating yourself up with that. Trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. Those messages really match. Oh my goodness. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. Nothing is everything. It's in the 5D that you are united and connected. It's the 3D that's the illusion. You know, this is the plan we're bringing together. Trust and acceptance. These are beautiful cards and very affirming to come out. I really hope this has been helpful today. Please do comment down below and let me know what you think. And your likes and subscription is always much appreciated. It does help my channel grow. YouTube recommends your videos more if there's more engagement. So your likes really do make a difference to me. Please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you can catch up with me in the future. And if you would like a private reading from me, you can find me at happysouls1111.com. I'm rooting for you guys. We're all in this together. I can't wait to see how this unfolds. I'll see you over on the Facebook group so we can start talking about boundaries. Lots of love. Bye.